Welcome to Fastpitch Hitting Video 5, Practice Drills. Drills are an important component of learning how to hit. Drills help a player practice the individual skills that together make up an effective game swing. There are hundreds of hitting drills available, but there's a problem with many of them. While they encourage proper execution of one portion of the swing, they cause harm to other portions. Be careful which drills you bring to your players. Almost every drill should use muscles and body movements exactly the way a proper swing does. The external devices and components must also be similar. For example, hitting a heavy ball pitched from the front can be a useful drill. On the other hand, an example of a bad drill is dropping any kind of ball down into the hitting zone by a coach standing on a chair, because it will cause distortion of the swing. Unlike soft toss, a suddenly dropping ball is not similar enough to a pitched ball, where the player has time to execute the load, step, lift, and fire with proper timing. Following are some of the most important drills I encourage coaches to use on a regular basis. The hip turn drill is mentioned a few times during the following discussions of other drills. It is the most important of all the drills I use. It is described in detail in Video 1, the stance and hip turn drill. It is a drill that precisely uses all of the movements of the swing from the shoulders down to the toes, excluding the hands and arms. After some practicing of it, your players should execute it with care and intensity. The short punch drill. Set up using your batting stance as described in Video 1, the stance and hip turn drill, Video 2, the swing, and the handshake grip in Video 3. Maintain good posture throughout the short punch. Lean in over the plate. Keep your elbows down and your arms and shoulders relaxed throughout the drill. Say load, step, lift while doing this drill. Load, step, lift. Do the load and step. As your weight shifts forward during the step, press your elbows and bat very slightly toward the catcher. If your front shoulder wants to come up, keep it down by pressing your hips very slightly toward the catcher as your weight shifts forward. As your weight shift finishes at toe touch, allow your elbows to slide forward an inch or so while you lift your back heel. Then abruptly stop all motion, ending the drill. As with the lift, the slide forward of the elbows feels a bit slow, but it normally takes only about a half second. Keep your bat wrapped throughout this drill. Do not let it start to turn down, even at the end of the drill. The whole bat should move forward an inch with the elbows, especially the bat head. After your players initially learn the short punch drill, they should keep their eyes on their front elbow to be sure it bends inward as it slides forward during the drill. This drill should be used very often by every player almost every time they are preparing for a swing at practice. Use it in combination with both swings and long punch drills, doing the short punch first, of course. It is exactly and precisely the start of your game swing. If you start your game swing exactly like your good short punch drill, you will have great success. It's hard to believe while starting out, but it's true nevertheless. So use this drill often during games, every time you are on deck, and often when batting between pitches. The karate drill. This is a long punch drill with no bat, using your right hand only for righties. It is used sparingly early on when first teaching the swing. Its purpose is to help your players feel and understand that this swing is more like a karate punch than the kind of swing they are used to. It is slow starting, precisely directed, and powerful feeling. Set up as for a hip turn drill, including putting your hands in front of your shoulders, lightly closed, elbows out a bit from your sides. Then drop your left arm to your side. It does not participate in this drill. Then execute a hip turn drill, letting your right elbow and hand slide straight ahead but slightly downward, with no swoop, until your hips stop at the front. You should turn your hand over after it has moved forward a few inches so the back of your hand faces the ground. Keep your elbow connected with your back hip as your hips turn. The right hand should stop abruptly, making it feel like finishing a punch, but with no upward motion and with the elbow still bent at the end of the punch. The basic soft toss drill. Basic soft toss is a common and valuable teaching and warm-up drill. A coach tosses a ball into your contact zone and you hit the ball into a net. The purpose is the same as the basic tee drills, to train your mind and body in the proper motions for hitting the ball at precise locations in the strike zone. The main difference from using a tee is that the tosser has control of the timing and ball placement rather than the hitter. The tosser should set up to the side of and a little bit forward of the hitter so the ball is tossed in at an angle of about 30 degrees. That means as if the ball is coming in from just outside the first base line for a right-handed hitter. The toss should travel only about 3 or 4 feet from the tosser's hand to contact. The tosser should use a big, slow motion to deliver a slow, low-arched toss to a specific location, such as a low and outside strike or a high and inside strike. The batter should make contact just after the ball turns down from its peak height. Be sure the toss does not go too far back into the contact zone. The ball should peak and start down to a point precisely where you would set up a tee to practice hitting a ball at the selected location. The tosser may use a target, such as the front of the batter's left hip, to help toss accurately. If the tosser does not know where to toss the ball, the batter should ask the tosser where the ball was intended to go, such as high and inside, then hold a ball in front of herself to show the tosser where to toss it. If the tosser cannot get the ball to the right spot, swing properly anyway and deliberately miss the ball. That is, take a dry swing, or do not swing, rather than swing incorrectly. Alternatively, The batter can change where she is standing, so the next toss will be closer to where it should be. If you are struggling with your swing, the tosser should try to place the ball in the center of the strike zone, a few inches in front of your front foot after you step. Otherwise, the tosser should toss carefully to one of the four corners of the strike zone. You should use excellent fundamental motions in each swing, thinking specifically about at least one fundamental, but no more than two. Every swing at practice should have a purpose. The basic front toss drill. This is a very flexible and useful drill that should be used for practicing a variety of fundamentals using swings, slaps, and bunts. It can be used on a field or in a batting cage. A coach stands behind a screen about 15 to 20 feet in front of you and tosses the ball underhand for you to hit. The coach releases the ball through a hole in the screen or around the edge of the screen. The coach can be standing, kneeling on one knee, or sitting. The toss can be slow, medium, or fast. The advantage to using front toss over soft toss is that the ball can be coming in from the same direction and angle as from a pitcher in a game. The advantage to pitching from 15 to 20 feet away rather than from the normal 35 to 43 feet is that the coach can often control the placement and speed of the pitch better. The pitcher should use a big, medium speed motion, but the pitch should come in fairly fast. That is, for a coach with no training as a fast pitch pitcher, usually as fast as possible without sacrificing accuracy. The speed also depends on the age and experience of the team members. Use front toss to practice hitting strikes pitched alternatively to the four corners of the strike zone, as you do with a tee. The batter should swing at strikes only, unless the coach instructs her otherwise. The basic tee drill. The drills we recommend using with a tee are described in Fast Pitch Hitting Video 6, Swing to a Contact Point Using the Tee. Tee drills are valuable for all ages and should be used regularly. In my Teaching and Practicing Video 15, I will provide some recommendations to help you introduce these drills to your team. You can go back to my Fastpitch Coaching channel to select that video, or let YouTube take you directly to Fast Pitch Hitting Video 6, Swing to a Contact Point Using the Tee.